attend this wonderful meeting jointly organized by Rotary Club of Madurai West and Rotary Club of Tower Hamlets. And also I congratulate the both presidents of these clubs. Before that, I welcome my batchmate Francis, who is the District Governor 1130, because it is a wonderful friendship development activity by our Broad Club Madurai West. I appreciate both the club officers, and I also congratulate President Rasbi Karim and Secretary Helen Johnson and our Madurai West President Ramanathan, Secretary Policy Subramanian, and the Speaker, my well-known friends Shamila Nagarathan, and also the President-elect of this club. She is a very dynamic lady also. And also I congratulate all the participants for this wonderful event. Usually, I always, from the last year, I'm amazing about the words said by our RI President. Rotary opens opportunity. At which time I think he may deeply think to this level, the word come more than 100%, 200 times present. It is true in our day-to-day life for the last 1 year, more than 1 year. Because usually our Rotary opens opportunity in many ways to every Rotarian, every club officer, and also every member of the great organization. In many ways, it develops our friendship, it gives opportunity to service, and more opportunities to develop ourselves in our life and then business and social life. But we understand and experience the word Rotary opens opportunity at this time of COVID, because it introduced many new ideas, new concepts, new experience in our personal life as well as in Rotary life. Otherwise, it cannot possible to our Ramanathan to conduct many international meetings. If it is possible, our Ramanathan will conduct a joint meeting with the moon if there is any Rotary club. I think like that. It's every man always, there is a say, the opportunity is always crossing our life. Every day it crossing our life. We met many opportunities in our life, but all the peoples have not used that opportunity. But some peoples, like Ramanathan and the Rasmi Karim, and some successors, always use the opportunity in a positive manner and use this to develop the friendship, and then also not only friendship within some peoples, it create friendship within the countries also. It is a very nice time to speak to all of you. And also, I remember at this juncture, our Ramanathan conducted the very first meeting, I think, within India level, the club, Kashmir Club. He provided 1,000 trees at Kashmir also. It is, I am not saying these words to praise Ramanathan. It is what the Rotary gives the opportunity, and also I salute the COVID also in this juncture. Because without the COVID pressure to us, we cannot well known with the Zoom or the virtual platform and these type of thinking, because usually our thinking always round within the club also, or within the district level also only. But the situation, the pressure and the necessity give more opportunities to get friendship throughout the world. So it is a very nice opportunity. And also I believe the Ramanathan and the Rasmi Karim will create any new initiative to get a very long friendship with within these two clubs, such a manner uh, where they create the Kashmir Club. I believe very strongly. So I congratulate all the people who are participate in this, and also even though the England is one time is the ruler of our country, but now they are our very good friend of our country. Uh, for we are all part of the Commonwealth, and also the Corona create more friendship between the two countries. I think like that. So we are also proven ourselves to the British peoples. We are able hand. The history remember me the olden days. So, but we are now very close friends in many ways within the government, within the peoples. We are having very good relationship, very good friendship. So I believe it will continue and it will be strengthened by these type of activities. I congratulate and wish both the clubs uh, to go ahead to strengthen the friendship in a long way. Thanks for the opportunity to participate in the very good event in such a manner they have organized. Thanks. And goodbye, friends. Uh, I wish all the friends. Thank you.
Thank you, Governor, for your nice words. Definitely, we will be in touch with the UK club, and we, as you tell, Rotary opens opportunities. We will be in touch. All meetings will be in touch. Next, I invite for Chief Guest address the District Governor of RI District 1130, Rotarian Francis Uvachi, for his address. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, President Ramanathan and President Rasif. It's good to see you. Assistant Governor Ken, District Governor Chokolingham, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. It is not every time that a Rotarian in our district summons me to a meeting that I will say no. And so when Rotarian Shamila said I have to be at this meeting, I tried to find excuses why I shouldn't attend. After all, it's London, we are all busy. But then I recognized that in our saying, the king is never recognized in his own home. So you wouldn't know how much of a prize you have in Shamila until you begin to see her history in Rotary. Fellows, I feel very, very warm here this afternoon to have been welcomed in your midst. Rotary is a platform for friendship. I started my Rotary journey indeed as an interactor, and I became a Rotaractor, and I got bored before joining Rotary. So I have some history with Rotary. It is always befitting to notice that there are so many partnerships that are happening now, not least because I was the district's international chair, and therefore I understand the value in having cross-national and cross-district meetings, which is what we are here doing today. Now, my best memories in Rotary, I cannot chronicle within an hour. But I think one of the most interesting things that happened to me is the number of friends that I have made through belonging to Rotary. Now, I did not prepare a speech. I thought it would be very appropriate to be able to share my experiences with you in no matter short a time as that can be, because I have another meeting starting in just about 4 minutes, but I'll try to make sure I finish. I want to congratulate you on this particular feat. Now, Tony Sharma, who runs the Indus Park project, is our immediate past district governor. And one of the things that I have always challenged him on is ensuring that that project gets started, because it has the goodwill. We have the opportunity to support it from both sides of the continent. And I don't know of any child here who doesn't understand the history of India and Pakistan. That would be one of the most Pyrrhic or intractable tasks we can pull off as Rotarians. Now, I am very impassioned about the environment. When President Ramanathan talked about trees and how many District Governor Chokalingham helped to plant, it immediately took me back to my original reason for joining Rotary. I have always believed that we should preserve the environment, not just for our children, but for our children's children. And therefore, I like to think that Rotary came pretty late to seeing the environment as one of its critical areas of focus. But I'm glad that has happened today, and we can look forward to more projects that have got to do with the environment. Now, I want to say just a word regarding Shamila's new role in the Rotary Action Group. Now, I recall many years ago, I was attending the Bangkok Convention, and this young lady, who apparently was from Singapore, was talking about female menstrual hygiene. And she was so passionate about it that I asked her how much it would take. Apparently at the time, it would have been about 20 pounds or so in local currency. And I mobilized my club members at the time, and I told them that we have to support this project. And that was how that young lady, I wouldn't remember her name now, but it reminds me again of what Shamila is trying to do with the Rotary Action Group. Let me say this, we, the entire district, support Shamila. And there is no reason why Shamila will not get similar support from your end. And so, without wasting much of your time, like I said, it's been a wonderful opportunity to have shared the afternoon with you, or evening as the case may be. But I promise you, I leave you with this message. Let's do this again. And maybe this time around, we're going to have an amalgam of more than one club coming together from your district and our district. And for the sake of Rotary, open more doors for more opportunities. Thank you very much, Mr. President and DG, for the opportunity. And if you don't mind, before you begin to give me your thanks, I would want to ask that I please leave because I have to be joining into another district meeting right now. Thank you for having me, and I will be back with a lengthier speech. Goodbye.
Thank you very much for your presence.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Governor, for your wonderful speech. Last month, we had one joint meeting with the Rotary Club of Pakistan. In that meeting, Rotary PDG Tony Sharma was the chief guest, and he addressed about Indo-Peace Park. Only we discussed in that matter. Okay, thank you.
That's all right. I'm looking forward to the new developments in Indo. I thought it would have taken off in my year as governor, but be that as it may, we will still support it no matter what.
Sure.
Take care.
Thank you. Thank you, Governor. Thank you.
Yeah, bye.
And now it is a time to address AG Rotarian Ken. Over to you, sir.
Thank you for having me to attend this e-meeting. May I recognize the presence of DG Shokaliam, our district governor who has just left, Francis Uwache, President Karim of Rotary Club of Tower Hamlet, President-elect Shamila, Rotary Club of Tower Hamlet, Honorary Secretary Helen Johnson, and those I've not mentioned their name, and fellow Rotarians. Taking off from where my district governor, Francis left. I have not prepared any speech, but can you hear me?
Yes, proceed,
okay,
please.
because I could get a bit of feedback. I've not prepared any speech, but I will leave you with these words of encouragement and inspiration that being a Rotarian is not okay. Okay is comfortable. Okay is the status quo. Okay is not the reason we serve. It is not the reason we donate. It's not the reason we spend our time helping our community and our world. We are not in Rotary to be comfortable. We are here to create change for good, change across the globe and in our communities, reaching out to those we will never meet and those closer to our heart. and change in ourselves. We are here to build a better world for everyone. Being a Rotarian is not okay. Being a Rotarian is awesome. May I encourage you to have fun, be positive, be the inspiration. Together we are Rotarians, people of action, not dreamers, but doers. Keep up the good work. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Over to you, Mr. President.
Thank you, AG. Thank you. Now we are coming for the main event of the day. I invite Rotarian PHF Sharmila Nagarajan to address in the topic top attractions in and around London. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, President Ramanathan. We will start with the presentation. Can we just first of all start off with having a minute silence for His Royal Highness Prince Philip and his funerals tomorrow? So if we could just observe 1 minute silence would be great. Thank you. Right. Good afternoon, everyone, and good evening. Let's start off with some of the top attractions in London. I've just randomly picked them out. It's not in any sequence. Starting off with London Eye. I'm just trying to see if I can reduce this. For some reason, I'm not able to... Can I move forward? Yeah. So London Eye is one of the iconic places to visit in London. It has 33 glass capsules that you can have a view. On a good day, you can see even up to Windsor Castle, and it's a day that you want to pick when it's bright and sunny to see the whole of London. That's London Eye for you, and that's some of the photos that I've taken from the internet that will give you an idea about London Eye. One side is during the day and the other side is sort of at nighttime and dusk. So it just gives you an idea of how it looks like. And next we have Madametussauds. It's a wax museum and we have over 250 likewise wax figures which are displayed there. And we've got popular people, we've got Marilyn Monroe, we've got celebrities, we've got the royal family, we've got the Bonds. You can see that there's the entrance of the Madametussauds over onto the top left-hand side. We've got Michael Jackson. So that's some of the examples that I've taken. And we've got St. Paul's Cathedral. It's another view of a dome that you can get. And these are some of the views inside the cathedral, as you can see. And you also have a panoramic view. You can see there's about 6 angles that I've taken in. Some of it is inside and some of it is showing the outside of the cathedral. And we've got Tower Bridge, which is the famous one, where our AG Kent has backdrop as Tower Hamlets, as Tower Bridge. And our Tower Hamlets is actually our borough that our meeting is held is called Tower Hamlets. And from where our meetings are held, we can actually see the Tower Bridge. So that's another symbol of London Bridge, where you can see, and Tower Bridge. And this bridge actually opens up, and this is a few views of what you can see. And on the top left-hand side, you can see that it actually opens up when we have a big boat going across, or a ship, but not really a ship. It's generally a ship boat that goes, and the bridge opens up. And on the top, you can see there's an aerial view of Tower Bridge. And there's a nighttime view, and you can see that there's a Shard. It's another tall building, iconic building in London. We've got Buckingham Palace, one of the places where the Queen resides occasionally. And it is the world's focus of national and royal celebrations, as well as the backdrop to the regular changing of guard ceremony that happens every day. You can explore this magnificent staterooms, which are open to visitors for 10 weeks each summer and on selected dates during winter and spring. And during a visit to Buckingham Palace, visitors can see magnificent 19 staterooms, which provide the settings for ceremonial occasions and official entertaining. All rooms are fully furnished with many great treasures from the royal collection. And this is some of the views that you can see from the top. There's the view of Buckingham Palace as you stand in front. And then at the bottom is one of the rooms. And just a few angles that I've taken from the internet. We've got the House of Parliament, the seat of the British democracy, takes an audio tour through the House of Lords and the House of Commons to bring the building to life. It takes about 90 minutes and features the leading parliamentary figures such as the Speaker and the Black Rod. And if you're feeling fancy, choose to tour the comes with afternoon tea besides the Thames. There's a bit of the view of the building. You can see I've done it, one that shows sort of the evening time, one in the middle and one in the daytime. We've got Wembley Stadium, which is another famous venue in London, where the World Cup was won in 1966. Wembley still has magic about it, even when you don't have a ticket for a rock concert. You can take a tour, you can walk around the tunnels. I think we need to mute someone. There is also a 360-degree video. There is a shop to buy football gears and everything there. There is also a retail outlet close by to Wembley Stadium that you can go to. Then we've got Kew Gardens, which is another beautiful place to go on a nice warm day. You can spend pretty much a whole day walking around Kew Gardens. If you're someone who likes gardens and parks, this is definitely a place to go to. It is not in central London, but it is a commutable distance. You can take a tube or a cab. And this is some of the views of Kew Gardens. And you can see lots of oriental plants that are in hot climate, in cold climate, in the greenhouses that are in Kew Gardens. This is just some of the view of Kew Gardens. We've got an aerial view on the top right-hand side, as you can see. And what's the view inside and just on the outside on the street level. And we've got Trafalgar Square. I've got a snapshot of one with snow and aerial view of it. And it's a 145-foot high monument bearing the statue of Lord Horatio Nelson, guarded by the lions, marks the spot considered the center of London. From here, you can walk to Leicester Square or Soho. It is pretty much, London is a walking distance around. If you likes walking, you can walk anywhere. We've got the famous Oxford Street where all the shops are. We've got the famous Selfridges where you can buy your designer clothes. We've got all the high street shops here, Dorothy Perkins, Next, Marks and Spencer's, Primark. So you can, it starts from one end to the other, and it's a couple of, I think about 1.5 to 2 miles distance, Oxford Street, if I'm not mistaken. And then we've got the Emirates Airline Cable Car, which gives another view of London and is on the east side of London. And it's another one to see. It's something that is has recently been opened up in the last few years, the Emirates Cable Cars. And you can see there's a view of the dome in the center, you can see. That was the Millennium Dome. And we've got Tower of London, where the Kohinoor diamond is kept, the very famous Indian diamond. And despite the Tower of London's grim reputation as a place of torture and death, within these walls, you'll also discover history of royal palace and armory and a powerful fortress. And again, discover the priceless crown jewel, join an iconic beefeater on tour and hear their bloody tales, stand where famous heads have rolled, learn the legends of towers, ravens, storm the battlements and get the grips with swords and armors and much, much more. This is just an aerial view again of the tower. We've got the London Transport Museum, where London is famous for its red buses. And this is based in Covent Garden, and is a museum that explores the powerful links between transport and the growth of modern London, its culture and society since the 1800s. Highlights includes the iconic red London bus, the world's first underground steam train, and the padded cell, a train carriage that dating back to the 1890s. Covent Garden also has a market where you can spend a couple of hours walking around, wandering. There's lots of cafes and bars around, and theatre. We've got Westminster Abbey. It's another iconic one by the river. It's a popular attraction. It's got graves, stables, tablets, bus, and in fact, a lot of monarchs are buried here, along with dukes and countess. And we've got some celebs like Darwin, Dickinson, and Harry, who's also buried here. And we've got Catty-Sark, which is in Greenwich, which is an experience of life aboard the world's large surviving tea clipper, right in Greenwich. See the intricate craftsmen used in its creation and find out how the crew lived. Thanks to the £1 million refurbishment after a fire in 2007, you can walk underneath the hull. And for some reason, I'm stuck. Yep, so that's a bit of the view of the Catty-Sark. You can see both sides during the day in different angles, and one in the middle, which is the at night view. Got the London Royal Observatory. For centuries, the location for the scientific study of stars and timekeeping, originally for the benefit of sea navigation. This is where you'll see the Greenwich Meridian line marked out, from which point the world's time zones are measured. You can also see the incredible instruments with which astronomers made discoveries about our universe long before digital age or go stargazing at planetarium show. So this is where the zero meridian starts. So at the moment we are on GMT +1. In winter we are 0 GMT. So this is a bit of the view of Greenwich, and there's also known as Greenwich Park, which you can spend the whole day there. And lastly, we have London Dungeon. It's a tour of the nastiest historic moments with gore, stories retold with humor, gooey props and gruesome costumes. Actors, you can board a traitor's boat to the Tower of London, dash through the streets of Whitechapel in pursuit of Jack the Ripper, and glimpse of the plagues of London. That's pretty much a few areas of sightseeing in London that we have. Anyone has any questions?
Wonderful, wonderful presentation, ma'am. Wonderful presentation.
I didn't want to keep it 20 minutes and bore everyone.
Correct. I start question from which month, which time is the best time to visit London, ma'am? Which month you suggest tourists to visit London?
Okay, so if you're a person who likes winter and cold, then Christmas time is nice because you have the Christmas decorations out. In all the shops, you'll find beautiful decorations, and on the streets, Oxford Street, Regent Street, is lit up for Christmas decoration. If you're someone who don't want to come in winter when it's cold and you want to come when it's warm and enjoy the UK weather, summertime would be nice. You can come around June, July, August. It's a nice time to come. It's not as hot as India. We go up to about 25 degrees here, or maximum 30 degrees. That's a nice time
one thing I saw in London, a sudden change in the climate.
Yes.
Once we go, immediate rains come. After 5 minutes, the sun. How it is happening?
Yes. So last week in London, we had warmish weather, and then we had snow, and we had rain. So we sometimes do get all 4 seasons in one day.
Okay.
And my friends in Maybook would probably be able to tell that we had snow last week. And I was in Milan here saying there's snow in London and I'm missing out. So yes, we do have, and we can get snow in April.
We like to cater for everybody in London.
We cater all seasons in one day.
Correct. Great.
Changing God also is a very nice thing we can see there.
Yes, that's in Buckingham Palace, the changes of God.
Yes.
Yes. There's a bus called the hop on, hop off bus. And you can take that in the morning, hop in to see, hop off to see some sightseeing, and then hop back on. It's a day's bus tour you can take, and it takes you to, I think, about 10 different stops or 12 different stops. You can actually cover quite a lot on the hop on, hop off bus as well. Before I actually, is there any other questions? I do like to touch base on menstrual hygiene. Being the chairperson, I hope you don't mind, but I would like to just educate you while you're here on menstrual hygiene as well. And it's just a very brief presentation that I have. Basically, what we would like people who are in the meeting today is, we want to create awareness on menstrual hygiene. We can create awareness on programs, talk shows to break the silence, install sanitary napkin vending machines and incinerators. We can do training workshops on training, clothes flats with complete project management support. And we've got train the trainers. We've got distribution of disposable products, cloth pads, cups for economically weaker segments. The key focus areas is to improve age-appropriate awareness from young girls to women in going through menopause, improve the access to period products, promote conscious consumerism, and we would like to collaborate with WASH and Maternal Child Health and ASRAC. And these are some of the projects that we have recently done. Just briefly, just to show what's being done in India at the moment. We've got someone, we've got Megha Sharma, who did a project called Cup of Life in North India, a talk that we have done. Some of the photos of projects that was done around India. The happy faces where they've got some reusable menstrual pads. Just a brief, and I would request members to take up this project and do it in your clubs and districts. And if you need any help, we are there to help you on the physical health and hygiene aspect side of it.
Sure, ma'am. We'll be in touch with you. Any more questions? The floor is open.
No, I think everybody knows a lot of things about London.
Yes. Almost all people visited London from our club, I think. Normal.
I guess most people have visited London.
Yes, madam. Yes, madam. Right. Okay. Now we are coming to the end of this program, and I want to recognize visiting Rotarians from our district, Rotary 3000, our district governor, Rotarian A.L. Chokalingam, and Rotarian Vijaya Lakshmi, and Rotarian Nagayuti, and Rotarian Srinivasan from Dindikal West. I'm very happy in recognizing them. If your side you want to recognize, means it is open for.
Sure.
Ardhanari from Madurai,
Sorry,
West.
Ardhanari from Dindikal West. Correct. Yes.
Madam, I have a question, madam.
Yes,
Ask.
sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. How is the cost of living in London compared to US?
I don't know about US because I've never lived in US, so I have no idea.
Okay.
Again, in which every country depends on the area you live in, the lifestyle that you have. It really depends. You can live on a tight budget. You can live luxuriously. It's up to you.
Thank you.
Okay.
Correct. The time to recognize Rotarians from your side.
Yeah, thank you for attending Age Cat Maybook from my club. We've got Navjodi, we've got Ines from Argentina, Dennis from Spain, Abdul from US, even though he belongs to Bangladesh club. Thank you very much for joining us today. And of course, my club president, Rasim. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. I think from this meeting itself, I can get one or two links to conduct other international meeting. Thank you. Thank you for that. And it's a time for vote of thanks. I invite our past president, club trainer, Dr. Amar Singh. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, President. President of Madurai West and Ramnathan, President of Tower Hamlets, Sharmila Nagarajan, Chief Guest DG of our district Chokolingam and Francis Uwe and others. Well, when these two presidents took up this year, I mean the incoming president or the current president, they took it up in the pandemic time. And I'm sure that they will be wondering what to do as president because they have taken up in the pandemic. And I can tell you, my president, Ramnathan, he took the sails and turned out to be a Columbus. He turned himself into a Columbus. He took the sail, he put all the members inside his ship and started taking continents, countries, and everywhere. I should compliment Ramnathan and Sharmila for having come together to host and to come and organize a joint meeting. And the way you are told about the London, you are nearly excited us. Maybe we know that we may not be able to visit near soon because of this pandemic, but we will look forward in visiting London for two reasons. One is to see the London and one to see your host as a host. And I'm sure Sharmila will be a wonderful host on behalf of her club for our club. And I should thank President and all others who have joined up in organizing this meeting. Thank you, President. It's wonderful. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.